get on. Figure I'd do a little Q&A and conversate a little bit about what happened today here in Olympia. Um, so I'll give it a minute. See how it goes. All right. So basically, hey everybody. Sorry that the live stream was kind of crappy today. Wasn't my fault. I can tell you that right now. Absolutely was not my fault. As soon as stuff hit the fan, YouTube shut it down, shut it off completely as soon as stuff hit the fan. Fortunately, though, a fan donated a filming pole, and it's amazing. It's absolutely awesome. I got some amazing shots because of it. And the best thing about it was that I was able to stream. I'd have my streaming camera up, and then I also above it I had an actual camera. So I was able to film live stream, and then I was able to film above it as well. And so whenever the live stream died, whenever YouTube completely shut down the live stream, I was still rolling. I was still filming in high quality video. It's going to be awesome. So with all of that said, here is a recap of today. So a lot of you might be wondering why I am not in Mossy Rock right now. Mossy Rock, Washington, they're doing a rally, pretty much just trying to stop the lockdown, a rally against the lockdown, opening up restaurants and businesses even though they're not supposed to legally. I am here because my vehicle is inside a police, it's a crime scene because somebody got shot today. A couple people got shot today, and my vehicle is inside one of those crime scenes. So I cannot go anywhere. I'm stuck here in Olympia for a while. And yeah, good times. So essentially, I was at a different event today. I was over at a Toys for Tots drive. It was a MAGA Drag the Interstate Toys for Tots thing. I was just kind of hanging out down there, kind of seeing, what was going on. And then I was like, well, I know there's something going on at the Capitol, so I decided to go up here. I show up and I start live streaming right after stuff hits the fan. There was a couple guys that Antifa marched up from the park. Some of the Patriot people came down and they were standing across the street from each other. And a couple of the Patriot guys, from what I was told, two Patriot guys walked across the street towards Antifa, and Antifa jumped them, just bashed one of the guys over the head, just going to town. I'm walking up. I can see the groups as all this was happening. And I show up, I get up there just as the cops dispersed, separated the groups, and Antifa started marching down away from the Capitol area. After that, I noticed that Antifa started circling around. So I went around the other direction, and Antifa tried coming up from the, I'm going to say, west side of the area. And Olympia PD, along with the county sheriff's office and the state patrol, put a block like this, making Antifa come up and go that way. Antifa came up, they were a block down, decided not to come up any closer to the police, and they turned right and continued west, where they were going to head up north again. So police changed their position so they couldn't come back up towards the Capitol. And I get over there, and I'm filming Antifa, and then behind me, all of a sudden, here comes a bunch of Patriot people, Proud Boys and so on, come running down the hill towards Antifa. And I kid you not, I hear State Patrol go, "No, let them go. Let them go." So they let the Patriot crew go, and as they're coming by, you guys will be able to see this on the footage that I'm going to be able to post tonight, hopefully, if I can ever get home. And you guys are going to be able to see State Patrol literally step back and allow probably 20, 30 Patriot guys, Proud Boys, whoever, go running by. And all of a sudden, from Antifa, you start seeing rocks getting thrown. You start seeing, bricks, rocks, big rocks getting thrown. So some of the Proud Boys and Patriot crew that goes running through there, you know, I hear them talking about how they're smashing windows, and come to find out, a lot of those guys were parked down there. So they were on their way to their parking lot where all their cars were parked, trying to make it so Antifa couldn't destroy their vehicles, which unfortunately it was already too late. You guys are going to see footage of that later too. A lot of their cars were destroyed. All 4 windows smashed up on one of them. It was bad. So a couple of the Patriot guys started, like literally a couple. I'm talking like two, maybe 3 Patriot guys picked up a couple rocks and threw them back. I mean, there's 40 rocks come flying at them. 2 or 3 of the Patriot guys grabbed a couple rocks and threw them back. Guess what happened? Bet you guys can't guess what happened. You bet. Those guys got arrested. No Antifa got arrested that I saw all day today, but Patriot guys did get arrested for throwing a couple rocks back at Antifa. So needless to say, oh, don't worry, it gets way worse than that. But pretty much the Back the Blue movement in the Pacific Northwest is quickly dying because of what transpired today and recent days. Finally the police started throwing flashbangs towards Antifa. So Antifa started going below the parking lot, and they started lobbing rocks up over the top of the parking lot. Again, you guys are going to be able to see this later tonight, if I can ever get home. And the police kind of just stopped doing what they were doing. The Patriot crew kind of paralleled the Antifa for the most part, and then Antifa started going back towards the Capitol. So the Patriot guys pretty much went and checked their vehicles out, and they were like absolutely just like it was rough. It was rough. Their vehicles were destroyed, and Antifa starts marching back towards the Capitol. The police just kind of hang out there and process the people that they arrested on the Patriot side, and so I start heading back up towards the Capitol, and I'm a block up, and I'm paralleling Antifa. So for the most part of the day, State Patrol has made it so Antifa could not get onto Capitol grounds. They stopped doing that. They allowed Antifa to come up and get on the Capitol lawn by the road, and then they ended up Antifa, which is funny because whenever the cops let Antifa do something, they pause because they don't know what's going on. They're like, oh, hey, the cops let us do something, so what do we do now? So Antifa all gathered up on the lawn. All the Patriot crowd, for the most part, were up. I don't know if any of you know about the Capitol area very well, but there's a big statue, a big war memorial, kind of in the middle of the lawn, kind of before the Capitol building. So, and they're kind of spread out across the lawn. It's a big area. And so then all of a sudden Antifa gathers up and they start marching towards the Capitol building, towards all the Patriot people that are still there. And State Patrol's nowhere to be. I mean, they're around the outskirts, but they're just hanging out. They're not doing anything. County's not doing anything. Olympia doesn't come onto the state, property. So Antifa's marching up, and the Patriot crowd's backing up, and State Patrol ends up finally coming up to a blockade. They build a blockade. A bunch of guys just line up so they can't actually go into the Capitol building area, the area between the Capitol building and the Washington State Supreme Court. And they were also making it so the Patriot crowd couldn't go there. So the Patriot crowd was between a line of State Patrol and a line of Antifa. Antifa stopped, and they start throwing rocks, they start throwing paint, they start throwing bottles, they start just throwing all sorts of stuff at the Patriots, who are literally in the middle. At that point, State Patrol eventually shoots a flashbang into Antifa, which didn't do anything. Antifa didn't care. They kept on throwing eggs, they kept on throwing paint, they kept on throwing stuff. And then State Patrol would lob another flashbang into the middle of them. Of course, again, they didn't care. And so the Patriot people started dispersing slowly. They started going north along between the insurance building and the Capitol building. and the police declared it a riot at that point. So State Patrol is just sitting there blocking. Antifa notices that the Patriot crowd is going between the insurance building and the state capitol building, and so Antifa started coming up along the other side of the insurance building. So you have two groups of people going like this with a building between them. As the Patriot crowd came around the insurance building, trying to get to the parking lot where their vehicles were at, Antifa pretty much jumped them. I mean, they're literally just trying to go away. They're trying to get away, and Antifa jumped them. And somebody got shot there. And then pretty much everybody who's in the parking lots just ended up scattering. Everybody tried getting away. Everybody just tried going, as fast as they could out of the lot. Antifa surrounded the lot, and they kept on just bashing cars, bashing windows, as the Patriot crowd kept on just trying to go. And it was just, it was rough. I got all of that on tape. And I heard the shot. I don't necessarily know if I got the shot on tape. I might have, but I don't know. So we'll see. I know the camera's pointing that direction. So after that, Antifa, after pretty much the parking lot got cleared out, finally a couple State Patrol started showing up after the shot, and they came in, they kind of took up the parking lot, and Antifa started heading back south again. And as far as I know, I just had a question: did Antifa get shot? The answer is yes. It was a Patriot that fired his weapon, and from the reports that I've heard, again, my head was going all over the place. There was a lot of stuff going on all around me, so I was pretty far back. I was out of the fray per se. I had a pretty good vantage point. So, but yeah, the report that I got was that a Patriot shot an Antifa individual. I don't know about the condition or anything like that. But then moving on, Antifa started heading back south towards Heritage Park, and I kind of hung out, around the area of the shooting for a little bit, and then started walking down that direction as well. Again, my live stream ended. YouTube shut off my live stream, so I wasn't able to live stream it, but I filmed it all, so that's yay. So anyway, I end up going down there, down south towards Heritage Park, where Antifa, the main crowd, went, and it appeared that Cowlitz County, whatever county this is up here, and Olympia PD stopped them from going further south. So Antifa started moving north. All of a sudden, there's a bunch of flashbangs and tear gas. I was able to get most of that on tape as well. And then after that, pretty much the crowd dispersed. So for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell, because I will be posting all the footage that was not on the live stream tonight. It was horrible. I saw somebody say get on DLive. DLive is very hard to do when you're not on a computer. So DLive is not my best friend. It's just a pain, and especially when there's a lot of times where when I go live, I don't have time to do all the copy and pasting and stuff. So, however, there is a new social media out there where I should be moving to full time. It's called Stratus. As soon as I get the apps up and running and all the bugs fixed, I'm on the beta testing right now for it. It's like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I mean, it's like they had a baby. I'll be able to live stream on it. I'll be able to get monetized on it. It should be good. There's a link to it in here. It should be very cool. So hopefully I'll be able to get that going. I do use Restream. Restream was actually part of my problems today. That sucked. So I ended up just live streaming right to YouTube for a little bit. Who owns the company? There's a lot of people out there that say they suck, but I think it's a company called Apollo. They're a bunch of Bitcoin nerds who decided to create like a free speech thing. So between Parler and Stratus, like there's really not much of anything that anybody will need. We'll be able to effectively just get off of Facebook and YouTube, and I mean, a lot of people say Rumble. I get it. Rumble doesn't like me anymore for some reason. They don't approve a lot of my videos anymore, so I've cut ties with Rumble. I was one of the original partners. They knew what I did. They knew my job and all that fun stuff. So